So we started our journey from Chennai. It was an early morning flight. We could see the sunrise from the aeroplane, and it was absolutely beautiful out there. And as we made our descent to Colombo, it was the sea all around, and it was beautiful as well. From Colombo, we made a 3.5 hours journey to Sigiriya. The hotel provided us with a cab. We stayed in Sigiriya Sunshine Villa. I'll leave the contact details of the person. The owner is very helpful. He made us plan the tour in a better way. So here you can see the restaurant out there. It's a small setup, but you can have the food in the corridor like we did. There are tables laid out on the floor itself. They make arrangements for dinner, lunch, or even breakfast if you want, just outside your room, or even inside if you want. So typically the food out there is rice and curry. So you have rice, dal, then chicken or fish, and some vegetables, local vegetables out there. The food is delicious. We made our way to the Sigiriya complex. This is the road to Sigiriya. It's lush green, but beware, there can be elephants anywhere. So keep your eyes open. Elephants are pretty common in Sri Lanka. This is inside the Sigiriya complex. It's green out there as well. And as soon as you land inside the place, you feel the grandeur of the place as well. There are some natural ponds, but they have a sign of beware of crocodiles. So do not venture into the water, please. So first we headed to the museum of Sigiriya. We bought our tickets. The tickets are priced at $30 US. And if you're from a SAARC country, like for Indians, for example, we got it at a cheaper rate, 50% discount. There are certain sites inside. They have AVs which play and give you a brief about the history of the place, and certain demonstrations about how people used to live there in the past. These are the pools that I was talking about, natural ones. It's a lush green campus as well. People are following COVID restrictions. Masks are usually on until unless people are climbing, when it's kind of difficult out there. So here starts our journey into the Sigiriya complex. There are certain restoration works that are going on, and this is the first side that you get to see of the rock. It's mammoth kind of. The place is touristy, but there are places to sit as well, like this one, where you can take rest while we make our way to the top. And at each and every stop, you get to see nature in a different way. There are both staircases which are man-made and some which are natural as well. The natural ones are steep, where you would find a bit of difficulty in climbing, but the man-made ones are easy, and there are guardrails as well everywhere, as you can see. My advice would be to do it at a paced way, as in at your own pace. Do not hurry to reach the top, and try to reach as early as possible, because you can avoid the sun. It would make you exhausted kind of. So the earlier you reach, the better it is. This is the Pidurangala rock, by the way. We made our way to the Pidurangala on the next day, from where you get a different side of Sigiriya, and it's beautiful as well. So this is when you reach at the top. This is how it looks. You can see it's lush green everywhere in Sri Lanka, and Sigiriya is no exception to that. So you'd find tourists. There are few people who climb to the first base. There are few people who go to the top. Usually it's more or less crowded, I would say. You would get to sit at a place of your own, absorb nature, and enjoy the beauty of the place. I would suggest that you read about the history of the place before going there. You would also get a glimpse of that in that audio visual that they would show you in the museum, but knowing a bit about the history of the place would serve you well. So you can see that these are like, I don't know which stone it is, looks more or less like marble when we were walking, but I don't know which kind of stone it is. There's some brick and there are some white stones. I don't know which they are, but we had severe rains the last night, so you can see patches of water around, but the sky was absolutely clear the day we made our ascent. So in Sri Lanka, the weather changes every now and then. We went there in December, so we made this climb on 19th of December, and the weather was pretty good. Not there too much sunshine, but kind of pleasant for you to make this short trek. It would take you roughly 2.5 hours to reach the top after seeing all the sights that are there, taking pauses at places. You'd get to see the 360-degree view of the place from there. And you can also observe the Pidurangala rock from there as well. It's windy out there, not that much cold, so carry your usual clothes, no extra layers of clothing required. Also carry lots of water. It's pretty pricey out there if you buy it from a retail store out there, so maybe a bottle or two would help you. So it's a one-way street, so you would find it difficult with people coming up and you going down at places. But again, since you are doing it at your own pace, that might not be that much of a problem. Now this is a place where photography is kind of not allowed. You go to the top and you see certain mural paintings out there on the wall. Descriptors are given at each and every point so that you know about the history of the place or what the particular landmarks kind of demarcate. Like for example, this one is like a cobra stone. So it resembles the shape of a cobra out there. On our way back, we saw elephants. Do not recommend to ride them, against animal cruelty, but maybe this is a source of livelihood for the people. After Sigiriya, while coming back, we went to two natural lakes out there from where you get a very nice view of both the rocks, that is Sigiriya and Pidurangala. So you can see Sigiriya out here and Pidurangala just beside. So you get to see both the views from this lake. It's a massive lake. We'll go to the other side to get a closer view of the two mountains out there. Locals sometimes take a dip in these ponds. I saw certain foreigners as well doing that. And there are fishermen as well, as you can see, with fishing rods. This is a closer view from the lake, on the other side of the lake. You can see certain monitor lizards. This is a Buddha statue and a monastery kind of place, which we found on our way. We didn't go inside, we saw it just from outside because we had certain plans for the evening and we had to rush.